Hey guys, it's Will. It's Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. Welcome back to the channel. I'm outside. I'm in the study. It's a beautiful, bright, sunny day in Los Angeles. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for finding me. If you feel like subscribing, that would be a huge help and it would be greatly appreciated. Give us a comment, give us a thumbs up, and all that fun stuff that everyone always says on YouTube that I always say. I also always say, there it is. What are we here to talk about today? It's one of my favorite things to talk about. It's Jackie Chan. So I got the Eastern Heroes Jackie Chan Special Bumper Edition magazine. I got this, I believe, last week in the mail. And so what I'm going to do here is basically just show this off to you. I will be doing a review of this, but that's probably going to be a Patreon exclusive video. So my Patreon has been going I've been focusing on getting exclusive content in there recently. So I've been doing a couple types of things. I've been doing full-on exclusive content, and I've been doing what I call wicked early releases, and I've been doing just kind of standard early releases. Full-on exclusive content is stuff that goes in there that will never come out of there. So right now, for instance, I reviewed the story of Wu Viet, which is the Chow Yun-fat film that also stars Sherry Chung and Cora Mew, and was directed by Anne Hui, who's very famous for having directed Boat People and a bunch of other films like that. So I did it. That film came out in 1981, I believe, story of Wu Viet. So I reviewed that, and that review is up in Patreon now with clips from the Blu-ray and everything. And there's other kind of exclusive stuff like that in there. Then I have something called a wicked early release. So what that means is basically I'm putting videos up months before they'll come out on YouTube in Patreon. So right now there's at least 3 videos that have been in there since like mid-January, I think, maybe early February, that probably will not be up live on YouTube until April or May. So like, for instance, Project S versus Police Story 2, where I compare the 2 different versions of the films, and there's clips in there and stuff like that. And I'm going to be doing a review, I think next week, of Don't Give a Damn, the Sammo Hung film that has Yoon Bi-yoo and Takeshi Kaneshiro, which is a very notorious / famous film for different reasons. Bobby Samuels is in that, who's been doing commentary tracks recently for Eureka for Sammo Hung films. So that's going to be a wicked early release. So I'm going to review that, drop that in Patreon, and it probably won't come out till maybe like June on YouTube or so. So the reason I'm reviewing this as a Patreon exclusive is that I bought this with money from my Patreon. So right now I'm making about $35 from Patreon per month. So that's good for like 1 or 2 Blu-ray releases, depending on how expensive they are, or, you know, a special thing kind of like this. And so that's what the money goes to. Like, it just goes back into the channel basically for stuff that I can then review. So this is, like I said, a Jackie Chan special edition, bumper edition they call it, of the Eastern Heroes magazine, which is Ricky Baker, you know, this used to come out back in the day, and now it has been revived, and it has been coming out recently for the past several months. You can see some of the other covers on there and some other stuff that's coming up. There's like a Bruce Lee special edition. I heard a rumor somewhere that they're going to be doing a Sammo Hung special edition, which I would be really excited about, and I would definitely buy. So the cover here is Brett Ratner, right? So it's Jackie Chan, Brett Ratner, and Chris Tucker, obviously. And if you don't know who Brett Ratner is, he directed the Rush Hour films. And so this is the kind of marquee thing here is an interview with Brett Ratner about the Rush Hour films that has caused some controversy because Brett Ratner is a bit of a controversial figure. And there was a lot of discussion about it in my Facebook group, and Ricky Baker actually came into the discussion. He was, you know, he talked to people. It was all very respectful. Everyone has huge amounts of respect for Rick Baker and everything that he's done for Hong Kong cinema over the years. So you've got the cover here with Jackie and Chris and then Brett Ratner, and let's just to give you an idea of like what's in here. This also comes with a DVD, so I'll tell you just in a second what's on the DVD. So here's the table of contents. Cometh the Hour, that's the interview with Brett Ratner, Jackie Chan Fan Club, Battle Creek Brawl, Collecting Japanese EPs, Collecting Japanese Flyers, Bud Spencer and Jackie Chan, Jackie Chan's Lucky Stars, Appreciate the Lobby, Poster Story, Finger of Discs, The Condor Moment, that's an interview with Vincent Lin, who is in Jackie Chan films. He was like a martial artist and stuff. The Professional Collector, Andy Chang, Man on a Mission, and Half a Loaf of CDs. So here you go. And there's like, you know, as you can see, there's photographs here that were probably supplied by Brett Ratner of him and Jackie, and there's Jackie and Sammo, if you can see in that one, and a bunch of other legends of, you know, Golden Harvest films and Hong Kong cinema, and there's Chris Tucker up there. I love Chris Tucker. I'm a huge Chris Tucker fan. So that's basically that. And then, so this is the Jackie Chan Fan Club 1989 to 1991. This is kind of like a history thing there. And like, I guess an overview of what was in the different issues and stuff like that. There's a lot of photographs in here of really amazing stuff. They put a lot of incredible work. So here's like the old Eastern Condor, or Eastern Heroes rather. They put a lot of work into these releases. So Battle Creek Brawl, Kung Fu, Roller Skates, and the Great Depression, Jackie Chan's Fabulous First Stab at America by Jason McNeil. So it's basically just like, what this is essentially is like a super high quality, because this is like good printing. It's like nice card, like it's heavy paper. It's not like gonna like fall apart, and like good colors in the printing. This is the EP, so this is like Jackie Chan Records. It's like just a really well-made fanzine. People who love Jackie and like to write about Jackie and talk about Jackie. And so this is Jackie Chan Japanese Movie Flyers by Michael Nesbitt, as you can see there. And yeah, dude, come on. That's pretty amazing, right? Let's see what else we got. So there's just a bunch of pictures of flyers in here. And so this is Bud Spencer and Jackie Chan by Thorsten Boos, who has done some other writing about Jackie before in like booklets for releases like Armor of God, I believe. And this is Simon Pritchard, Jackie Chan's Lucky Stars. Some great photos here. So as I said, I'll do a full review of this in my Patreon at some point. And if you're interested in the Patreon, I basically have two tiers. It's so this is Matt Rutledge and Alan Donkin, professional nobody and award winner. Poster story. $2 and $5 are the two tiers for my Patreon, and that you basically just get access to all the same stuff regardless of the tier you signed up for. This is like some stuff about Blu-ray releases here, some reviews, and then this is the Vincent Lin interview, and there you go. So the DVD here is Jackie Chan, The Kung Fu Years. This is an old documentary that was like so this documentary showcases Jackie Chan's early Kung Fu movie career, where he learned and developed his unique fighting style. All his greatest fight and action sequences revealed the physical genius that was Jackie Chan. So this is narrated by Rick Baker, and this was digitized and remastered by Carl, who is in my Facebook group, if I'm not mistaken. So go and join the Facebook group, and you can talk to the cool people who are involved in these releases. So about my Patreon, there's a $2 and a $5 tier. I don't really differentiate between what you get access to with either one of those. I did have a bunch of tiers and a bunch of perks, and like, I as someone who has spent a lot of their life not having a ton of money, I don't like to restrict things based on people's economic situation. Like, if you're working a minimum wage job, $2 a month is more to you than if you make butt tons of money working at some tech job and you give me $50 a month. So I really don't like to restrict access to content based on people's economic situation, because I don't feel like that's really fair. So anyway, that's a little bit about my Patreon. That's a little bit about the Eastern Heroes magazine with Jackie Chan. My name is Will. I thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.